Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Everybody lies, right? And a few white lies here or there doesn't exactly make you a liar, does it? Well, personally, I actually think it does, because while we will often tell ourselves that we lie to protect the other person, all we're doing is changing their opinion of themselves, how they see the outside world around them, and ultimately the directions they take forward in life. And again, while those intentions are supposed to be good, that is nothing short of arrogance. In today's video, I want to cover off 3 reasons why you should stop lying immediately if you truly want to build strong relationships with those people you care about. I want you to imagine that it's 5:30 on a Saturday afternoon and you're just relaxing on the couch. You're all cozy and warm, wrapped up under a nice warm, fresh smelling blanket, and the last thing you want to do is have to get up and move. But for whatever reason, you decided a few weeks ago that you were going to make plans with friends, and now you're even less interested in doing it than you were when you signed up a few weeks ago. So reluctantly you dig deep, looking for the energy to get up and go get ready to have this interaction with somebody you apparently care about, wishing they had never asked in the first place. A lot of us will either hear or tell these stories ourselves to work colleagues on a Monday morning when they're filling them in on how our weekend has gone. But if we're being honest with ourselves, these stories aren't exactly ones that paint a picture of a really solid foundation for this very fulfilling relationship. And a few years ago, I made a commitment to myself to make sure that I never do that again. Gone are the days where I say yes to something unless I truly and absolutely want to go. Sure, at the start this was super awkward because saying no this way sounds just like, I don't wanna. But now all my friends know that if they get a yes from me, I truly want to be there. And that is incredibly valuable to building up really solid foundations for that friendship. Because at the end of the day, if you can admit to yourself that you're lying to these people you care about, is it any wonder that those relationships aren't as strong as they might otherwise be? Sometimes we lie to avoid hurting other people's feelings. Take the dreaded, do I look fat in this question, which makes a lot of men sweat. Now, of course, sometimes that question is asked not actually to understand whether they look fat or not, but more so to qualm some insecurity or bad feelings around feeling bloated or unattractive, and they're just looking for a little bit of reassurance. But sometimes the question truly is, do I look fat in this? In autumn 2011, before I lost all my weight, I was at football training one Sunday morning and absolutely felt terrible. I was slow, stiff and sore and felt like I was dragging a bag of rocks behind me. So I went over to my physio and asked her for some stretches to help me loosen up and maybe get a little bit more blood flowing through my body. But all she said to me was, "You're super fat, and if I'm being honest with you, you're not really going to feel better until you lose some weight." Now, I'll be the first to admit that that was super harsh, and when I say don't lie, I'm not necessarily talking to your friends in this type of manner. But here I am, 13 years later, still grateful for the fact that she was honest with me, because it was the catalyst that drove me to actually start losing weight. In the months that followed, this conversation came up with friends, and most of them actually admitted that they felt the same, but felt the need to lie to me to protect my emotions and make sure that it didn't make me feel bad. Yes, sometimes telling the truth is going to be incredibly painful, especially when we're talking to people we care about. But if we think about the strongest relationships we have, chances are that they're built with people who wouldn't be afraid to tell us something that we don't want to hear if it's something that they feel we need to know. If you're watching this, chances are you're pretty driven. You're probably already investing a huge level of energy and dedication into building your career or developing your skill set, and hopefully you have a leader or mentor who's going to help you along the way. Now, I want you to imagine that this leader or mentor comes to you with a big opportunity. It's one that you're incredibly excited about, but it also makes you anxious because you're not sure if you're going to be able for it, and if you have the skills, knowledge, or know-how to actually push past that unknown. So, rather than taking the leap, you lie, and you make up an excuse as to why it's not the right time or it's something that you're not interested in. Lie like this, and the only person that you're shortchanging is yourself, because you're essentially turning down this help and support that this other person wants to give you. If instead you were honest and just told them how you felt, you're now opening up this conversation as to how you solve those problems so that this opportunity becomes something that is significantly more manageable. But by lying, what you've done is essentially shut that conversation down, close the door, and potentially not allowing it to open up ever again in the future. Look, I know that committing to telling the truth is going to be difficult and awkward and uncomfortable. I do, and I don't want to sit here feeling all high and mighty as if I never do it and I tell the truth 100% of the time, because I don't. But since I made a true and genuine effort to tell the truth and be as open and transparent as I can, not only have all my relationships gotten even better, my career has absolutely excelled, but more importantly than either of those things, I have never felt more comfortable with who I am in my own skin. Is that down 100% to just deciding to tell the truth as often as I can? Probably not, but I would say it does feel like a massive driving force as to why. If you're still watching this video, I'm going to give you a challenge. For the rest of the day, I'm going to challenge you to not tell a single lie and to be as transparent as possible with everybody you interact with. Very, very quickly, you're going to realize just how difficult this is, but also realize that the more you do it, it actually starts to get significantly easier. That's this week's video, folks. I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace! Wow.